What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I really want to take a moment, raw, unedited, unfiltered, so pretty much like all of your videos, John, and just to sit down with you guys and say, thank you for everything. Thank you so much. The very clothes I'm wearing, the figures behind me, every single bit is thanks to you guys, the viewers, the people in the live streams, the Patreons, the people who even bought shirts so they can wear me on their back, okay? I really just want to take a moment and say thank you. Maybe you're the casual viewer who wanders in once in a while to see what's up with the game. Maybe you're that guy who religiously goes and watches Market Watch, and whenever I feature something that's not cards, you're just sitting there, get to the cards, John, make sure you feature the cards. And maybe you're that person that actually keeps up with the channel for me. Maybe you care more about me than just Yu-Gi-Oh! And I like to think those people would exist, because during the live streams, we seem to have built a pretty great community. I want to say that, sorry, YouTube, I really love streaming more, and that is now to YouTube and Twitch, but more so than sitting through a comment section and just being able to slowly type back to you guys, I love that direct interaction, being able to play the game live no matter how bad the format is. You guys giving me really crappy decks to play is sometimes the highlight of my entire, week. As odd as it may sound. I was gonna say night, but it really does sometimes make my week, where I'll go and tell Billy the next day, like, dude, they made me play this deck, and I went 3-0 with it. It's really so much fun live streaming. Like, last night we looked over custom cards, and I'm not a huge fan of custom cards. I got my ass beat by a Scooby-Doo archetype. Like, you don't think I told Emily about that today? She loves Scooby-Doo. She was laughing her ass off. So, I really am truly thankful for the community we built around us. I feel like this is one of the most competitive kind of Yu-Gi-Tube communities, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Based on YouTube communities that have really been built up. Aleximo kind of has this community that builds casuals more towards competitive, but I feel like between casuals, competitive, and everything, this channel tries to focus it all together. Everybody has cards and wants to trade. I've done tons of deck profiles, and I think we're going to go into the past here very soon with Tabletop. So if you missed Tabletop, what is that? Well, we would used to play current format playtesting, unedited and unfiltered again, on the channel, and what we're going to do this time is actually have kind of two versions of Tabletop, an edited up, commentated over show with full power past formats. We already have Ravine rulers built, Baby rulers built, Plant format built. We're building Chaos format. I owe somebody some Chaos decks, so I'm getting them those decks for themselves. They actually lent them to us before, and then I'm also going to build our own versions of those Chaos decks. Of course, the ever-popular GOAT format. How could I forget? And what we're going to do in Season 1 is have full power mirror matches with duelists like Billy Break, the prime example of an apex predator during those eras. And then when other people stay at the house, maybe we'll pick up their formats and their eras and try to get them versus Billy at full power. And Scott Page is going to be back around a lot too, actually helping out with this. He said he's ready to wax in ruler format, so it should be really fun. A lot of trash talking, a lot of hype for past format stuff, and I hope it's a show that we put on that really y'all enjoy. But for streaming, it's a little weird because people really enjoy the show, but it's not interactive like my usual stream. So to kind of mix up that level, eventually we're gonna allow people to maybe vote and make it to where different format decks can play each other. I know that's your thing, Lithium, but it's in real life. It's a lot different, and we have Apex duelists that are going to be available to actually have those decks from their era. So hopefully it offers a different level of content for you guys that you can enjoy, like seeing these people pick up real decks and do this thing in real life. And the second season of this, I plan to actually have the counter decks reach. So for Dragon Rulers, in comes spell books. For Teledad, in comes Lightsworn. Kind of the other decks that were shining during the format at the apex, for Necros format, even though Necros didn't dominate their own WCQ. Of course, Burning Abyss, whatever you may have it, we're going to try to build it all together and just have this huge library of decks. So that should be awesome, and it should be starting in January, unless we hit a stream incentive in like before December or early December to start it in December. But I'm going to try to take my time, get this one right, and do it. A little Q&A here, as I was just thinking about it. You see these figures in my background? I really enjoy these figures, and a lot of you guys go, dude, these are like really expensive. Why are you like shoving your money at these? Whenever I'm streaming, especially the longer streams, like the 24-hour streams, I have actually figures up by my camera too. I like to actually just look in the camera and see some of these monsters. They're from different movies, these Godzillas, and just in a flash, I get this flood of emotion from the movies where they have these movie moments and these amazing moments in the movies, and it's just calming for some reason. Like, maybe I'm getting antsy, I'm leg jiggly, I've been sitting here for 8 hours. I just kind of look back. Maybe things are getting a little slow. I look back and see Godzilla exploding out of the volcano from the Biollante movie, and I just hear dun 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 dun. Like, it's really just this moment that rushes over me and re-energizes me and gets me back into things. And Godzilla obviously is like one of my favorite things outside of Yu-Gi-Oh!, my wife, my family. Like, Godzilla really, and kaiju movies in general, really get to me for some reason. I like them over the mechs. I'm sorry, Gundam fans. But overall, people wonder why I put so much into them. I also do buy and sell figures on the side. I believe every hobby should be self-sustaining, so I'll buy figures that I would even want to keep and resell them. So, like, the figures the stream gets me, figures my wife gets me, those are permakeeps. I keep those until the channel dies or, like, there's a reason that my life depends on it. Those stay as long as I can hold on to them. So, we're gonna have a giant backdrop for Tabletop, actually, with figures like these, too. Also for stuff for Billy, like we're gonna have Yu Yu Hakusho figures, Majora's Mask, etc. So, with the P.O. Box, I don't know if I actually brought this up yet. We're gonna allow you guys to send stuff in, and I think I'm gonna open it up to any level of Patreon, and maybe just in general. We'll test it out, but I'm gonna allow you guys to send stuff in, not just for me, but to be signed and returned. You've got to include return postage and an envelope that already addressed back to you, so I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to be responsible for getting it wrong. I want to return your stuff to you in the condition that I found it in, minus, say, if you had me sign it. I'm not so cocky to think I'm gonna get a flood of mail, but we're also gonna open up, like, you guys being able to get stuff signed by Billy Brake, Jackie, Scott, other people you might be fans of. And please don't send anything perishable, or do heavily note to me that it's perishable if you're going to send it in, because I'm gonna kind of try to stack up and save openings and maybe do it like monthly-ish, unless there's a huge flood of mail. So I really do want to be able to do something back for you guys who have supported me, and this has been asked for several times. We hit it on Patreon, the goal for it, so I'm going to open up this P.O. Box. We're going to see how it goes. I really miss Yugi Nono's and Farfa's mailbox openings, and I want to kind of bring that back to the community and see what my community more so brings together and does with that. So you can send me stuff, you can send stuff just to be signed and returned. Just remember that return postage. If it gets to be too much, like there's so much gas involved going back to the mail place, because I really don't like leaving stuff in my mailbox. I like going back to the post office whenever it is, which is why I'm going to group it all together monthly, hopefully. I'll try to figure something else and make it like a stream incentive or something for the P.O. Box. Like, I want to keep doing stuff for you guys. So if you have anything you would like to see from the channel, let me know in the comment section down below. I think that's most of the Q&A. It's just like, man, I'm so thankful. I really don't get stuck at like 9-hour day job, and instead, like, it may be more work some days actually doing videos, keeping up with the news, waiting for the ban list to drop. Some days it's a lot more time spent just hovering around the internet, but other days it's just really awesome writing down ideas, drunk stream, drunk video. Like, those kind of things really make me enjoy this all the more. In the streaming community, I think there's a strength there, but I know to grow the streams, I've got to grow the channel. I've got to keep the channel evolving, and I can't let it stagnate. I can't do that, so I've got to keep giving you guys a better show, and thank you guys that help my day-to-day and help bring in the audience for the stream. So, if I'm honest, I would like to be a full-time streamer, but YouTube is here too. And I think it's the community that I need to pay attention to and continue to grow as well. So you guys have put me on your back. It's time to shine. I really did drag through a long time. I started dragging my heels, and instead of thinking this is what I get to do, I started thinking this is what I have to do some days on videos. And that's when I realized I either need to change that mentality and think about how I'm doing content and the content I want to do, or I need to change what I'm doing. And I came to this just in conclusion that this is what I want to do. This is what I want to continue doing for you guys, and I'm so appreciative of it. There's no other if, and, or but. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me do what I do. That being said, like I said, any comments down below that you would actually think would be good for the channel, let me know. Anything you'd like to see from the channel too. Like maybe in the live streams, maybe in terms of content after mentioning Tabletop. We're also going to be returning Table Talk. I know that's been heavily demanded. And hopefully getting those cards into Billy's hands will get him back towards Yu-Gi-Oh! In real life, maybe, question mark. Oh, also we'll be doing the Value Cube Regional here. I did not forget about it. It's still sealed on my desk downstairs. The Fort Worth Regional / Arlington, I think it's Fort Worth. I'll be going to with a Value Cube as my sealed deck and playing all the rounds. So I'll probably bring around one of those past format decks to play with people who want to sit down and play me at the Fort Worth Regional if you are going. So let me know if you're going to be there. I might bring like an OCG trade binder too, just for people who like shiny cards. And that's what I've been sending the Patreons for you $20 patrons. Hopefully you enjoy what you get in the mail. I sent them out yesterday, so it might take a little bit with all the Black Friday and holiday mails, but hopefully you guys enjoy the Patreon rewards, and thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. If this is your first video, well, hello. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think, guys that, you know, have been around. Like, I appreciate y'all.